Hi, this is Brody06, and we are talking about a better life. Here, I'm in Florida, and we are just going to jump right in. Let's see. Um, I love doing this. Oh, no. Okay, here we go. Active wellness. Yay! I love it. I love it. Okay, that's my loving technology. Oh my gosh. You know, the common denominator of all the things going on in the world today is stress, right? Heart disease, diabetes, fatigue, allergies, sleep, weight, all these things are culminating from stress, which also then affects our sleep. But if we don't get a good night's sleep, it can affect our immune system 60% that day. And it doesn't take it, you can't rebuild it just with the next night's sleep. You've got to build over time. So it affects us over a gross period of time. Sleep and deprivation is not a good thing. We also know air, outdoor, indoor air. Oh my gosh. I think here in Florida now we have triple pane windows. So you've really got to make sure you've got good things happening in your home, because we've just tightened the ship so well here that we want to make sure we've got some good air and things that we just don't realize how we're polluting ourselves, right? And I think people are now more aware than ever about water and the quality of water. But here we go. 24,000 chemicals are found in water, and endocrine disruptors, which, you know what, affect our hormones. And I don't need anything affecting my hormones any more than they are. Here's health trends. Our children, obesity is on the rise. I mean, right now with this time frame, we've got to figure out how to get out, how to eat right, how to feed our body at a cellular level, and really nurture ourselves. But to really make our children aware of what's going on with, I call it farm to table, right? So they know, oh, this is a plant. Oh, that's going to help me thrive, because I don't think they know that right now, some of them.
Yeah, this is
So what is the answer? Take your responsibility. Thanks for muting. Okay. Be healthy by choice, not by chance. Choose active wellness. And that's what we're talking about today. Active wellness, and bringing in, being aware of our air, our water, our sleep, and just really looking at how to either create a total wellness home. And I love this next greenhouse effect, because that's what Nikken does for us humans, right? So we can flourish, we can thrive, and we can really grow and be our pristine self. So we have packs in Nikken: sleep system pack, water pack, and the shower. Don't forget about the shower. And our energy pack. And I call this our daytime products. So all night long we're cocooning in the sleep, but we've got our energy products, and then we've got our air to breathe, and our nutrition. So this feeds us at a cellular level. But I'm just going to keep going. And if you're on this by yourself or looking at our recording, you can stop it at any point and check it out. So because every time you see the word pack, you're going to save money. But I'm here now to share with you. Why am I doing that? Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. I'm going to go back to speaker view. There we go. All right. So introducing Brody from Utah. I'm so excited to have you on, but I really want you to tell us your heart, your share, your story, because it's a great one. So take it away, Brody.
Thank you for having me here today. And there's nothing better out there than something that compels people to think. Sometimes we get stuck in our own bubble, and we get comfortable in who and what we are and what we've done. And if we get comfortable in who and what we are and what we've done, we just continue to get more of what we've always gotten. And what happened for me was, I had been to the West Indies. I got what they call dengue fever. Had a fever of 105 for a week. I couldn't walk for 3 weeks. And thereafter, my body was never quite the same. It was about 9 months later, I returned to the USA. My father put me on a tractor the next day, and it was the middle of July, and my feet were freezing. And though I thought I'd returned to normal, I began over time to realize my body wasn't normal. In the fall, I went back to the university and tried to resume the schedule that I had before. I had scholarships and was in every club and you could possibly imagine. But suddenly I couldn't keep up. I was falling asleep in class. I caught strep throat and then bronchitis and then strep throat and then bronchitis and then strep throat and bronchitis, 8 to 13 rounds of antibiotics per year for the following 5 years. Lots of tests, lots of blood work. They were trying to identify what was going on. The fatigue got to the point where I started falling asleep while I was driving. 5 accidents my parents knew about. The last one, I rolled my car. And it was in the middle of this that my family discovered Nikken. My brother-in-law had 11 years worth of major back problems, a body surfing accident, pinched nerves. Sometimes he'd wake up and not be able to move for 3 days at a time. And he told me about a Japanese company, now 45 years old, or I should say 45 years young because of what these products do. But at any rate, he put magnetic insoles on and this pad for his back, a magnetic pad we call a Flex. And Barbara's holding that up now. It's the 5th generation design she's holding. At any rate, he put that on and lo and behold, no more back problems. And he got curious and he thought, well, if a little bit is good, what if I order everything? So he got all of basically what we call creating a wellness home. And in addition to his back not hurting, he had chronic daily headaches to the point where a handful of aspirin in the morning, another handful early afternoon, and another handful in the evening. He said he averaged 300 to 500 aspirin a month. And all of his headaches went away when he got on a magnetic sleep system and began using all of what we call creating a wellness home. From there, he got very curious. He went to a seminar in Seattle. And there were 3 people sitting next to him in the audience who had been dealing with autoimmune disorders. 2 of them were up out of wheelchairs. And that prompted him to call my mother. My mother had gone downhill for 10 years. A series of conditions triggered a reaction in her body that made all of her muscles and joints seize up. She had a degenerative joint disease, a degenerative connective tissue disease. All of her muscles hurt. And she was nigh onto a wheelchair. She'd been bucked off a horse. She had a railroad tie slam into her head when we were trying to pull it out of the ground since we were using it as a fence post. And she fell off a haystack and landed on one foot, about an 18-foot fall, shattered her foot. The net result was she had spent 10 years going downhill, medications, looked all over for anything she should. If an Indian witch doctor had asked her to wave a rubber chicken around her head and walk backwards, she would have done it to try to get relief, but nothing had helped her. And at any rate, she began to envelop herself in these products. Didn't just use one little thing, she used everything and taped it everywhere, no matter how odd it seemed as a way of dealing with health, but she did that and we got my mother back. 10 years worth of massive feet problems, the joints in her hands, all the gnarling gone. My mother in her mid-50s had gotten to a point where she said she didn't care if she saw her 60s. And now she got a second chance at life, a major, major second chance. And in fact, she was doing circles around most 40-year-olds. So we became, the family became mad passionate with gratitude towards Nikken. Now, myself, I will admit, my mind was closed. I was in my bubble and liked my bubble. Not that I liked chronic strep throat and chronic bronchitis and my headaches and sleep and falling asleep behind the wheel, but I thought that I knew pretty much how to take care of myself, and that was usually involved doctors and pills. And so this was out of my frame and my perception. But lo and behold, after that last accident, when I rolled my car, my dad said, I don't care what you think, you will be using these products. So it took someone a little stubborn to get through my stubbornness. And I'm very grateful for that, because no more strep throat and bronchitis since I began using the Wellness Home technologies. Headaches went from a daily occurrence down to dramatically reduced. Energy levels dramatically increased. And I began to look at all of the amazing things that Nikken has to offer, not only for one's well-being, but one's perspective of life and their life philosophy. And they also have a means of being able to share this. They offer that to other people, share it with others, and generate an income, and even generate a passive long-term income. And I have fallen in love with helping people. I mean, I just sat down last night with a gentleman who, he's only 37 years old, but his body is completely shutting down. Major sleep issues, major liver issues, not sure if he can continue on with his business. I mean, all these types of things going on. And with Nikken, he has hope. Hope is a really cool thing to be able to offer folks, because too often we're told, oh, I'm just getting old. This pain in my shoulder, this pain in my hip, it is normal. Oh, I'm just getting old. This pile of 7 to 10 medications in my hand is just normal for people in my age. Well, it doesn't have to be normal. In this case, it's really good to be abnormal. So I'm going to tell you, if you are looking for a wonderful, I know this may sound a little corny, but I'm going to call it a fountain of youth. In fact, one of our nutritional products has a fruit in it that's known as the longevity fruit. If you want to live long and prosper, and if you want to live with vitality rather than stuck in a chair with wheels on it in those golden years, take a really good look at Nikken. And I apologize, Barbara, I told you I have to leave at 1:15, and so I've got to go right now. But love you guys, and hope you have an absolutely fabulous week, and we'll see you later.
All right. Thank you, Brody. Thanks for coming on. This is amazing. And we're going to go back to this screen here. There we go. All right. So we've got the sleep systems, and anytime you see these packs, you're going to save money and really bring wellness into your home and into yourself and your family, which is tremendous. Now, okay, so there's a couple different ways. You can become a customer. So the person that shared this with you, you just call them up, just like Amazon. They need your name, address, phone number, and email. And that's mainly for shipping and tracking. So get in and get to their back office so you can check out these technologies yourself and your products and these amazing, I call them hot new technologies that are ancient, right? So, but you can also become a part-time entrepreneur, and eventually, I like to look at that as collaboration, working with what you're already doing, and possibly having, you know, income come in with this, as well as then it evolving into your full-time entrepreneurship. So here we go. Let's begin your new success story here. Active wellness, living a life in balance. And that's Nikken's motto up there. That circle is, you know, life happens along the way. And we are, when my back was out, my body was out, it affected my mind. I could barely, you know, be there for the family and my finances, the job I was working. But there was no way I was contributing to society at that point. And so I could get this and look to see where you might be out of balance in your life, and where you could actually, I'm going to use the word fortify yourself, like this little plant, right? To actually get that strength, that inner being, that inner knowing, because Nikken has the potentiality to do that for you, like in Brody's case, if you're willing to get it out there, get it on you, use it, and actually thrive. So thank you guys for coming out today. Thank you for sharing, and get with the person that invited you, and we will, um, I'll get this recording out.